Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I am back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Trisha Paytas, Manny Mua, and Laura Lee. Now, Manny Mua and Laura Lee have been busy over on the Full Coverage podcast talking about Trisha as well as Cody Co and Tana, but we all know that they have remained silent for years about James Charles. And before we even get into this, I want to say that it's crazy to me that they think that it's okay that they can come on their platform and talk about the things that went on with Tana and Cody Co when they have not even acknowledged what happened with James Charles in the slightest bit. So to me, those people are enabling that kind of behavior, so they have no room or any space to talk about it. However, in this video, I am going to be reacting to Manny Mua and Laura Lee discussing Cody Co, Trisha, and a whole bunch of other things. So if you are here for that, stay tuned to this video. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into this. I know you guys, I hate hearing Laura Lee speak, and Manny and the whole Valley Girl act gets on my nerves so bad, but there's going to be major points that I want to make in this video. So please, please, please bear with me. So in this podcast, Manny and Laura talk about a whole bunch of different things, but they lead with the title about Tana, Brooke, and Cody Co. So that is where we're going to be picking up in this podcast.
It's Brad season, man.
I'm a professional.
On the Brat Post-it, like, what?
Honey, it's Brat season.
It's Brad season, man.
Cody Co.
Woo!
Child. What's going on with Cody Co?
Diva.
I like how she just flippantly says what's going on with Cody Co. Like, if you can't have some kind of decorum when you're talking about something that's so serious as what happened between him and Tana, you really shouldn't talk about it at all. But I really can't expect anything less from somebody that sympathizes with a predator.
But that one is like still.
His time has come.
The time has come to
the reckoning.
Answer the call. Because, so obviously the situation, we talked about it a little bit in a previous episode, talking about the Tana situation and how they had got together when Tana was underage, and she'd come out and she talked about
Trisha's
it. Trisha podcast, her own podcast, and people weren't really taking it as serious.
Yeah.
They were kind of just like, girl, sure. And the thing is, Cody is so liked. We talked about this. Like, Cody is so liked.
Straight man.
White man.
Straight white man. Probably
very
has
like frat boy
vibe. Quite a male audience. So
absolutely.
A lot of those
they don't
things,
give a fuck. A lot of the straight men.
Now, I'm going to be completely honest here. I do not know a lot about Cody Co, and you guys may not as well. But what you need to know about Cody Co and Tana is he was having relations with her when she was 16 years old. And everybody around Tana knew it. There are a ton of videos out there about it. Just put Cody Co and Tana in YouTube. You will find them. If you want a video from me about it, let me know down below. I have thought about covering it. But just know it's a lot of the same stuff that happened with James Charles. So that's all you really need to know about Cody Co.
And they're like, we don't care. We don't do this thing. So D'Angelo Wallace, who's a big commentary channel, actually made a video about it, doing more of the expose on Cody, and called out people being like, the fact that people are like letting this slide because it's Tana, who to some people, they can rally behind her, be against her, not like her, is crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy that you guys are just letting this slide. So it basically really reignited the situation.
The fact that Manny is the one sitting here telling Laura all of this lets me know that he's the one watching all the drama videos so they can have content for their channel. And that also lets me know that he is very aware of how James Charles has been covered on drama channels, and he still refuses to this very day to acknowledge anything that James Charles has done. It is so crazy to me that Manny is still friends with him even after he uploaded that video talking about how desperate he was.
And I finally came to a conclusion. It sucks and it is ridiculously embarrassing to admit this, but I think I have to, and that is that I'm desperate.
And both Manny and Laura have promoted Painted. So I don't understand why Manny thinks he has any space to get up in this damn video and talk about this Cody Co situation.
Time for a brutally honest review of Miss Painted.
All over again, and now there's been so many more things kind of popping up from his past, from like different vines, and like potentially he could have been, you know, allegedly talking to another 17-year-old girl doing content with her, and like who knows what could have happened, especially him finding out from Gabby Hannah, which has all been like kind of verified now from multiple sources, that she did say like, hey, she's underage.
And he knew good and damn well.
Listen, I am not going to sit here and defend Gabby Hannah in any way, shape, or form, because what she did is gross. If you don't know, allegedly, she was shopping around this story to like TMZ and all these different news sites about Tana.
I don't know if I was 17 or 18. I was like on the brink, but I was at a Playlist Live and they were like trying to hook up with me. And it's something I never even like thought of again. You know what I mean? It was just like, and obviously it was like an older guy and whatever, but I mean, we're friends now. And like, obviously I'm not saying it's right. It's not right. It's entire, but I don't know if I was 17 or 18. And I don't know if anything so bad ever happened to where it's like condemning them. It was more just like a flirty weird encounter or whatever. And a couple weeks ago, I got a call from that, should I say it?
Are they doing an article?
That Gabby Hannah was trying to sell to them that this YouTuber like hooked up with me when I was like underage.
Listen, I am not going to defend Gabby Hannah by any means because what she did is disgusting. Manny is a messy ass, nasty fucking mean girl. And you guys are going to see why by the end of this video if you stick around. But we are not going to sit here and pretend like he's not trying to get a dig in at Gabby Hannah because he's still friends with Joey and Daniel. Two people who also enable James Charles. And this is why I cannot stand Manuel Gutierrez.
Still, you know what I mean? Exactly. Like, come on.
Especially because he was 25 at the time. So 25,
Jesus.
17. That's a huge age gap.
Huge.
Humongous.
7 years.
It's crazy. So recently, he actually ended up, he's a DJ at the Win. Like, he has like a residency.
I thought he was like a YouTuber. How is he a DJ?
He is, but I guess he has. He DJs on the side. he DJs on the side. So he has a little residency right at the Win. And like recently, like literally over the weekend, he did a full like set, and people were clipping him doing "Sorry" by Justin Bieber. And
did
it just felt very.
Did they feel like it was very like?
I don't think he was probably thinking about that. To be quite honest, I just think that like it's almost tone deaf to be fist bumping to "Sorry" by Justin Bieber when this situation is happening.
Yeah.
With Tana, with potentially other people kind of coming forward,
right,
making it such a crazy thing. And I will say, I do feel like legally this is so crazy. This is so tricky. Like, what is he gonna come out and say? Like, hey, yeah, I did have sex with 17-year-old Tana, and he goes to prison?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think.
If your friend James Charles said that, what would you do, Manny? Would you say anything? Would you acknowledge it? Or would you stay silent like you always have?
I'm 21, but like I said, I have the mentality of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm much more mentally and emotionally mature than a lot of people my age. I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date, like, the absolute youngest, like, 18, 19 that looks a little bit older, or like 24 that like has a young personality. Okay. So like I'm in like a tough situation where like it's really hard for me to find people. I've talked to guys that live in different states and stuff, and I'm like, hey, like, why don't you come visit? Like, well, I can't afford a plane ticket. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, I can. So like get on the plane. And like, well, I just don't really feel comfortable with that. But like I love you and I really want to be together. And I'm like, well, we can't be together because you can't afford a plane ticket. You're probably still in either high school or college, like a senior in high school or in college. Right. So like, either you accept the flight and realize that, like, this is what I'm bringing to the relationship so we can spend time together if you actually care about me. Yeah.
I really would like to know, would you and Laura cover that on your full coverage podcast? Because I really don't think you would. And if you wouldn't cover that, you shouldn't be covering this.
I think he's going to fucking do it.
It would be crazy for him to address it on his part.
On his part. So, like, what would he do? I'm just curious, genuinely, out loud. I'm
you're like, thinking, like, what would happen? Like,
what would happen? Like, if he did be like, hey, like, and he owned his shit, what would happen? I'm genuinely curious. Like,
it's not like,
could he go to prison? Because that's obviously an actual crime. Like, what could even transpire from it?
Yeah.
Like, what could he say? What could he say that he would even placate the people? Because at the end of the day, it was a horrible situation. You committed a crime, and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
So, what now? What now?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how all the legalities work on these things, but it's like if Tana wanted to pursue that legally, I think.
Could she?
I don't know.
I don't know how the legalities
I just don't know how it works, you know?
Me neither. I just know that, like, the situation has not died down. It's actually picked up steam, and I'm actually like,
I saw the TikToks of him doing Sorry, and I was zooming in on the footage. I was like, is that Cody Co, a DJ? Because I had no idea he DJ'd.
Yeah, he announced it earlier this year that
does he still make YouTube videos?
He hasn't uploaded since I think the situation.
Oh my God! Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's like he hasn't even talked about it.
So I'll just go DJ now.
I'm gonna go do my residency. I'm gonna finish off my set.
Damn, that's
so
crazy.
It's like I can't believe he even did it. That's like
I think it should be held more accountable because it's like the internet has canceled people harder for way less. You know what I mean? So it's like a little fucking ridiculous.
That's what the crazy part is.
What about your motherfucking friend? What about fucking James Charles? How the fuck can either of them sit here and say these things that have been alleged against Cody Co and say that he needs to be held accountable when James Charles has attempted to do the same very fucking things? How can you condemn Cody Co and not condemn fucking James Charles? Can anyone make that make sense to me? I don't understand. Do I live in the fucking Twilight Zone? How the fuck does that work?
Is that
Lipped
because
under the
he's
rug?
more well-liked?
Yeah.
That people are almost letting it slide more. And it's like, girl, this situation is way crazier, way more dark than the vast majority of what people get canceled for.
Absolutely.
But y'all are not gonna like really get him together. I mean, obviously it's gotten bigger and it's definitely becoming
because of
more
D'Angelo.
intense because of D'Angelo. But like before that, it wasn't. And Tana herself talked about it
on Trisha's podcast,
which is a huge podcast.
Huge.
And it's like,
this is where they begin to suck Trisha's ass like hardcore. And listen, I'm a fan of Trisha. I love Trisha. I'm glad that Trisha has Oscar to balance her out. I think the Just Trish podcast is amazing. I think it's doing great things for Trisha, and that reflects throughout her entire life. She looks happier than she's ever been. Trisha is in a really great place right now, right? These two leeches, I do not want to see them collab, right? That would really kind of like get on my nerves. And I don't think that Trisha would collab with either of these cockroaches. I just really don't. But I've already seen the clips, obviously, and that's why I'm reacting to this, and that's why I'm getting heated. And I hope people understand that. I cannot stand Laura or Manny. They both really get on my nerves. They both exude negative, nasty energy, especially Laura, right? But Manny's got his own demons, and I don't even understand how he decided that they were going to have a drama podcast. He hasn't even addressed his own shit, but now he's going to be calling people out and saying that they need to be fucking held accountable. What about your motherfucking friend, Manny? What about your friend?
and it's still not enough.
Yeah.
For people until D'Angelo talked about it, and then it was like more of a case, and now there's like reputable outlets like Rolling Stones. And,
no way!
Yes,
no.
I swear to God. Let me
lie.
let me triple check. I'm not even kidding you. I think Rolling Stones did a full piece on the situation.
Okay,
with
so
Cody
now
Co.
it really has caught wind.
I swear to God.
Oh,
Rolling Stones, Cody Co. Rolling Stones 2 days ago. This YouTuber thinks creators need to talk about Cody Co. and about talking about D'Angelo Wallace
video.
Yep.
Oh my
Literally
God.
on Rolling Stones, a reputable ass outlet.
That is so crazy.
And still, it's been crickets.
Wow.
So it's like,
And
but
he
the thing
still
is,
got his
There are multiple articles about James Charles, the whole timeline of things that he's done, and neither one of these people have ever addressed that on Instagram, on Snapchat, on any social media platform. It has been radio silent. We haven't got a fucking smoke signal. We have got nothing, not a notes pad apology, nothing in the way of them ever addressing fucking James Charles. And this gets on my nerves so bad. I don't know if this is supposed to be gossip amongst friends or whatever their angle is with this podcast, but it is most certainly not fucking accuracy.
residency.
yeah. And but again, I'm not surprised that it's crickets because it's like a crime. So I'm not shocked that it is, but I'm just curious of what can be transpired from here. Like, can he own his shit?
Like, if someone's in legal trouble, there's no way they're going to
no way.
sit down, make a YouTube video and talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way.
There's just not, because they, at the end of the day, no one wants to go to prison and go
So
to
he's
jail.
probably never.
They cannot be fucking serious. There is no way that they can be serious. James Charles put out multiple videos addressing things that he had done, right? Like No More Lies. In the video where he took accountability and said that he was desperate, and then he took it back. We had Colleen Ballinger upload a video with a fucking ukulele. These two imbeciles reacted to it, got dragged because they defended her, and still threw Adam McIntyre under the bus. So they enabled Colleen. So I'm really not surprised at all that they feel comfortable in coming out and talking about fucking Cody Co while still remaining friends with James Charles, an actual fucking predator.
Good job, Painted.
We're going to say anything.
I feel like he's not. I genuinely do. But like, at the end of the day, you don't go to prison if you don't make crimes. Clock that T.
Clock that T.
Clock that T, because that's just the truth. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm very like, it's such a crazy situation because of the fact that it's been very silent for so long that I'm very curious to see what could even transpire, if anything. It's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
And it sucks. Like, I feel bad for Tana because like
I know.
the fact that they like didn't like really take her as serious.
Yeah.
The first
It's
time
like,
she talked about
damn.
it.
It's like, damn.
And it took a huge commentary channel to like make people really listen and
Yeah.
hear. It's like really sad to me.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot
It says
now
a
a lot of
lot.
people
It
are
says
talking
a
about it. It
lot.
says a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just sad. It's just a sad situation.
Wow.
'Cause obviously I love Tana.
Well,
So,
speaking of Tana, Zach Sang.
bro, That whole situation's crazy too.
Another battle.
Dude, I feel like the diva is battling.
The diva's battling. The diva
Brooke and Tana together.
Babes, they've been battling.
They are swatting off demons, dude.
Swinging in the streets.
They're swinging
in the streets.
They are like going like the whole obviously the Alyssa Violet situation,
which
crazy.
Added some fuel to that.
Absolutely,
just
like became
huge
fuel to the fire.
Huge.
Now the Zach Sang situation. So Zach Sang, very like famous podcaster, has a lot of huge guests.
I was gonna try to react to the whole second half of this thing because it had so much information about the Cody Co thing and they were just looking like fools, but I cannot sit here and listen to them anymore. So we're just gonna go ahead and skip right ahead to the part where they talk about Trisha Paytas.
I don't know if you had saw this recently where Trisha talked about us on her podcast.
I, in fact, did see this.
I was like, did you see?
When her episode went live, I was doing a little TikTok live, and all of a sudden my comments went from like, hey, Laura, to, did you see Trisha Paytas' podcast? And immediately I was low-key like, ooh.
You're like, damn.
I'm going to admit, I don't even know what Trisha said in this podcast or what she said about Manny or Laura either way, regardless. But the fact, it's just like they're sitting here like chomping at the bit to address this. Look at this gleeful smile on Manny's face. He's like, oh, another person that's coming up that I can social climb off of. Stay away, Trisha. I beg of you, stay far, far, far away from these two. Please.
I know, sorry.
At first you're like,
oh.
Great.
But they were like, Trisha was apologizing, and I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. So I went over to watch and see.
Same.
And it was really cool. It was really cool to hear her say that. I mean, God, that was so long ago. Like, so, like, I would say like 6 or 7 years ago. So, like, I never was like harboring any type of feelings.
You just like let it be.
I actually have become quite a fan of Trish.
Okay, so I'm assuming from the context of what Laura is saying, she addressed the whole iPad situation. If you don't know, there was a Christmas party. I believe it was Colleen Ballinger's Christmas party. All these different people went. Laura went, Manny went, Joey Graceffa, Daniel Prada, I think Nikita Dragon, Jaclyn Hill, all these different people went, and they had this white elephant party, and they all brought really nice gifts. And of course, there was a gift maximum. I think it was like a couple $100. And Trisha ended up bringing like a Balenciaga hoodie and an iPad. Laura Lee ended up getting the iPad and gave it away in a giveaway, and that ended up really pissing Trisha off.
I just wanted to address something, switching gears here. Our Christmas party, we had a white elephant party. I know there's some drama online spreading and going around. I just wanted to be kind of a voice of reason. I didn't want to really talk about it.
Sure, Jan.
I guess, but I'm me, and if you guys know me,
I'm very opinionated.
I'm not here to attack anybody. I'm not here to stand up for anybody. I'm just here to put it out there that at the end of the day, the White Elephant Party, the White Elephant Exchange was a game, and that's what it was. It was a game. It was a $50 limit. Some people didn't see that, even though it was really clear on the invitation. I don't know. There's just so much going on, and I just think it's unnecessary right now. I feel like if you have an issue with somebody, you should DM them or talk to them privately. You know, at the end of the day, it was a game, and the gift, whichever way it's going, is going to somebody in need, whether that's being given to someone or a giveaway or whatever. I understand everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I just don't think the tweets and whatever are necessary, you know.
I say, hold up, wait a minute.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hate online sucks. I've been the recipient of it. I've immaturely sent out hate. And in the past few years, I've really learned from that, and I've tried to be vocal, but also not be super negative towards anyone in particular, just because I know tweets and words can really affect people and really, you know, put people down. So I don't know, just think for yourselves, read the situation. You don't need to send out hate to anybody just because your fave is doing so. But at the end of the day, like, Christmas is about giving to those who maybe are less fortunate or maybe can't afford that certain thing, and that's where this is going. The gift at hand. I'm not gonna name names, I'm not gonna name things, but
Holy Jesus.
The fuck is that?
Yeah, anyways, those are just my 2 cents. I think it's a big situation that can be handled offline. And I don't think that's a thing a lot of YouTubers do. I don't really understand it. I don't know if it's for attention or if it's just being overly vocal about things, but I think there needs to be more adult conversations. You know, you get to a certain point in life where you are direct with somebody versus just talking indirectly when you don't need to. I don't know. It just creates so much more friction and so much more negativity all around. I don't know. Shoot a DM to somebody, grab coffee, talk about your differences. That's something I've always, I try to like pride myself on doing, but I know it's hard. I know it's different for a lot of people, but drama girl, drama girl. Anyways, no need for it.
Over these past few years with her motherhood and like her new podcast, I feel like we're getting the best version of Trish.
I agree. I truly cannot agree more.
And I've actually enjoyed like her TikTok content and like have like been watching her now, and like even before she said she apologized or whatever, like I'm like into Trisha Paytas. I think she's doing great, and like I've really enjoyed her these past few years. And also
I agree.
Like I'm not the type of person who like I don't harbor onto things.
No, you're not gonna hold on to something that from 7 years ago.
Jesus
either.
Christ, no, never.
Like it's too much.
Also,
like,
I don't even think I've ever met her in person.
Or like had a conversation.
I've never had a conversation like, hi, I'm Laura, like ever. So like I would never like harbor
any ill will.
Never.
It's so funny because like I am friends with Oscar, who is like her co-host.
I love Oscar. Yes,
love Oscar. Like
he's great.
Known Oscar for years, and he's just like he's such
fantastic.
a kiki. I live him. But it was so funny because I obviously watched the clip too, and she was basically just like, I need to go on an apology tour. I apologize to Laura because I was very fierce to her, and I was like,
it was a fierce time.
It was a fierce time.
It was,
and she literally was like, I was just going through something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, this is like
I took a beating from a lot of people.
100%.
Okay, it wasn't just her.
But
She
not
was
everyone
one
has
of the
apologized
many.
for it.
That's very true.
That's a gag.
And like she doesn't have to say anything because to be honest, bygones have been bygones, and
They've
like
been laid.
even if she never actually apologized to me and she was just like hi, I would totally take it because I'm over it. You know what? I'm over it. Like I've moved on, and like I'm literally sitting back watching her TikToks and all her content and liking it. So
and being like, okay, it's gotten better. Like I genuinely feel like she has like motherhood. I feel like has been so good for her because I do feel like she has really like come into her own. If that makes sense,
it's like the best version.
It's the best version. I feel like she's
herself.
confident.
Yeah.
And see, this right here is what I'm talking about when I say fake. I bet you neither one of them know anything about Trisha Paytas' content, probably outside of her and the chicken nuggets. They don't know anything about the fishies. They don't know that she likes chicken tenders or chicken parmesan. And that is so fucking fake to me. Like, how are you going to say you watch her? Name something you've watched of hers. Name something. Give me just one thing that you think is iconic about Trisha Paytas outside of the chicken nugget thing. Don't worry, I'll wait, social climber.
Just is like happy with her life.
She
and
seems
it's so
really
nice.
happy.
She seems really happy.
And
I think it radiates.
It radiates. It exudes out of her.
100%.
So.
I was actually I was cracking up because Oscar, she was talking about like, you know, I was at this thing with Manny Mua and he was really awkward and didn't talk to me. And I was like, yup. I literally was like, yeah, I didn't talk to you. And it's so funny because Oscar literally...
And this right here is what really got under my skin and the whole reason why I'm making this video, aside from the whole Cody Co thing and him and Laura being hypocrites. This got under my skin so bad. And I believe this to be the real Manny Mua. I believe this is him. This is the snake when it sheds its skin right here. And how he says what he is about to say and then turns around and says, oh, I hope that we could be on Trisha's podcast. How the hell could you say this in this podcast, just gleefully what you're about to say, and then turn around and ask to be on her platform? That does something to my brain so bad. So bad.
They took the words like out of the situation. It was like, well, don't you think it's because you were like being rude to Laura and he just like writes for Laura so much as his bestie, so he's not gonna be all buddy with you? And she was like,
right.
You right. And I literally was like this.
Gag.
Because that's the truth.
Yeah.
I literally, when we were in this situation, I think I was at like Joey's house. And it was literally me, Joey, Daniel, Trisha. 4 people, right? Trisha's living right across from me and I'm only talking to Joey and Daniel. And I'm being very purposefully like Yeah.
Do you know how fucking rude that is? And if I was in a room with somebody doing that to me, I'm going to look dead at you and be like, what is your motherfucking problem? Do you know how childish that is, Manny? That is shit you do to people in high school. You're a whole fucking grown adult with a career, millions of dollars in the bank, and that's how you fucking treat somebody else that does the same things that you do? Yeah, she got upset and mad that Laura gave away that fucking iPad, but that's how you're going to act? A fully grown adult? I mean, truthfully, I'm not surprised, but what I am shocked by is the fact that you sat here and you told the whole entire fucking world that you treated another person this way. It doesn't matter if you're beefing with somebody or not. You should still have some kind of fucking common respect and common decency when you're around people and acknowledge that they exist.
Like, absolutely ignoring her because I wanted her to know what I thought she did was not cool.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to entertain this, like, the idea of like a camaraderie.
Rude,
I was going to be
also not
rude.
going to jump in.
I mean, I guess I was being kind of rude, but I wasn't going to be super like happy-go-lucky friendly because of what had happened. That was like, I'm not gonna go above I'm not gonna go above.
So you're just not gonna acknowledge that she exists. That's even worse to me. You should fucking be apologizing to her, but no, you're asking to go on her fucking podcast and trying to reason it behind her being mean to Laura for selling a fucking iPad. Do you hear your motherfucking self? And it sounds like I'm really like white knuckling really hard for Trisha Paytas in this video. It is really the fact that both of these leeches have been in this community for so long and sucked so much ass and social climbed off everybody that they could. And to see Trisha in a spot where she is now, where everybody loves her and she's worked so hard on herself and her reputation, I just don't think it would be a good idea to have either one of these people on. And the fact that Oscar is friends with Manny says a lot to me, because I actually really do like Oscar. He's really kind and sweet and super courteous in the DMs. I would have never thought that he was friends with Manny because Oscar comes across as so authentic, but like this is absolutely fucking bonkers to me. The fact that he could sit here and say how he acted toward Trisha, another fucking human being. He just pretended like he looked through her and now he wants to go on her podcast. That shit does not sit right with me at all, and that kind of makes my blood fucking boil.
Beyond to even be nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely neutral and just not say anything.
Yeah.
And pretend she's just not there.
Right.
So that's what had happened, and the fact that Oscar had clocked that, I was like,
Oscar be clocking
sister,
that tea.
that was the tea. That was the
Oscar
fucking
clocks
tea.
the tea.
That was literally the truth. So and it was funny because they were Oscar was like, we should do there should be like a full just Trish pod swap.
I would literally love
Thumbs down. No, absolutely not. I am wholeheartedly against that.
to have a conversation with Trisha Paytas.
I would too. I really
We've never
would.
got to have a conversation with her before.
No,
I think she would
I've
love
never
us.
had a. I think
she
so
would
too.
love us.
I honestly think that Trisha would
Yes,
actually really like
do
us
too.
if she gave
I
us the
do.
chance and we gave her the chance
And
back.
we
Like,
gave each other the chance.
if we gave each other
I
the
do.
chance, I think that there's
genuinely
hope.
do. I also I'm not gonna lie, like it really sucked whenever she made those videos or that video about me. It was so long ago. I actually don't even remember it. I never watched it. I couldn't.
But it really sucked. You don't remember anything about the video, but it really sucked. You're such a fucking liar, Laura. You are a liar.
I mean, come
Girl,
on,
at the time, come on,
on.
inundated.
Like, was it just to hurt myself
To
or
shred
turn
you?
the knife? Turn the knife. But I grew up kind of on Trisha Paytas. Like, come
Totally.
on, like her
So did
sitting
I.
at her. Come on, like sitting at her kitchen floor, like
Dude,
like
the ASMRs.
funniest fucking person on the internet. And I was
Hilarious.
just like, damn. But at that time, Trisha had done a lot of things like that video on me, so that was like her trajectory and
That
what
was her
she was.
thing.
That was her thing. So I had kind of fallen off that bandwagon because, you know, it was like her making that type of content and it kind of fell off this really funny content, and then she got back to it and it was like, damn, that sucked because like I loved her so much.
You're like,
but now
"Fuck it."
I know, I'm like, fuck, I live for you, bitch. Like,
yeah, like, god damn it.
but it's cool, like
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
it's
back
like,
on the
again,
Trisha train.
Totally, and we're also like again so past.
Oh girl,
those situations.
so past. Like I said, she didn't even have to say she apologized. Like, I'm already forgiven. You were already forgiven.
Then why are you bringing it up, girl? Why are you bringing it up?
The bygones had been.
The bygones have been bygoning, but I
They've been
do
gone.
appreciate it, and I thought that was really nice of her.
I did too. I thought that was really cool. And I think that was very. I thought that was very big of her, like
I
to
did
do that,
too.
and I
I
thought
did
that was
too.
really cool.
100%.
And I think that in itself had shown so much growth.
Yeah, that in itself.
That in itself, she had already shown it, but that itself, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Trisha really is in her absolute most elite best era, and I
Yeah,
like love to see it.
And that's what this is. They want their piece of the pie. That is what this is. Do not fall victim to these two. You seen what they did to Jeffree Star, girl. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. I think
genuinely love
everyone
to see
does.
it.
I think everyone's so proud of her.
And I'm so happy to see like the success in her podcast
Yeah.
and the things that she's done. I think it's really cool.
She went through a lot with that because she went through H3.
Bro, and
then
that
she tried to
situation
have
was
one with
crazy.
Colleen. Don't forget that.
Oh my god.
Yup.
Oh my sweet god.
And now she finally made it on her own, and she's killing
and
it.
it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's called Just Trish.
Just Trish.
How funny is that?
Just Trish.
Babes, she done been with
It's
it,
literally
everybody.
Just Trish, bitch.
I feel like they have two brain cells that fire in between each other, and they bounce back and forth, and they just mimic and mime one another, and it is the most mindless content I have ever seen in my entire life. This is them trying to stretch out what they're saying to make their videos longer. That's what this is. This is senseless. This is bullshit talking back and forth.
Because all y'all bitches tried me.
Yeah, all you bitches tried me, so now it's Just Trish, and now it's like its
I love
most
it.
grand, successful form. So it's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Pretty
I think
cool.
it would be really interesting and fascinating to have a conversation with her.
Yep.
Just to like
On
talk
air.
about.
We
on
can
air,
also
just to
talk about iPads. I want Trish to hear me out on my side of the story, and I know she would love it. Like, I know she would love it. We
Absolutely.
Girl, me and her could gab about it for 30.
100%.
Yep.
So as I was sitting here editing this video, Nick made a very good point to me, and I just want to bring that up at the end of this video because I didn't think of it. Manny and Laura posted a whole podcast that they deleted, basically defending Colleen, saying that this whole situation was old, over and done with, and basically that people needed to move along from it and get away from it. And I totally forgot about Trisha having the whole podcast with Colleen before all that stuff happened, but we all know what happened after the fact. So why in the hell would Trisha Paytas ever want to do any kind of like work with them? Like literally, like they covered that situation in a terrible way, and that affected Trisha in a major way, honestly. So I can't make that make sense. You guys let me know what you think about that down below. I am so glad that is over. Those two are insufferable. But I am just absolutely not here for either of them collabing with Trisha for a multitude of reasons I think I covered well in this video. It's the sheer audacity for me, for Manny, to get on the internet and say what he said and how he treated Trisha, and then to go on to proposition to go on her podcast. Like, that is wild and absurd to me. Like, you can still have respect for people even if you're beefing, you know what I mean? Especially if you're in close quarters with them, you know what I mean? You could have been a better adult in that situation, Manny, and you know it. And that, along with all the shit with Cody Co and y'all not addressing this shit with James Charles, is why I do not think that Trisha Paytas should ever hear you out when it comes to a collab. But of course, I want to know what you guys think down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you made it this far in this video, don't forget to like it if you enjoyed it, and leave me the clown emoji because this is some clown shit right here. But with that said, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.